Hello everybody and welcome back or welcome to my channel. I'm the Curious Budgeter and I'm an 18-year-old soon to be UK university student who is learning how to budget and documenting my journey with it. In this video we are going to be going over my August spending, which, as you've seen from the title, did not go quite as expected. In front of me I have my expense tracker and my August budget. My expense tracker didn't actually end up being as useful as I thought it would, because when making this I failed to account that I do actually spend money in cash and on my card, which, when tracking both of them, it's really hard to track together on one sheet, which in the end is why I didn't end up using this total column for the rest of my expenses. Needless to say, this format, while useful, will be changed in my September budget. And what I've currently got going on is an expense tracker for cash and then a separate expense tracker for all my card purchases, which I think will honestly work better for me. And if you want to see that, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, it should be up and I would have explained everything already. Anyways, let's go over my spending and let's zoom you in so that you can see it a bit better. That's alright. Just going to move my August budget to one side so you can see this. Anyways, on the 29th I actually got paid £426, and if you watched my August budget with me, this is very much lower than what I had anticipated for, but hey ho. And on the 30th I actually got a present for my dad and put some money in my ISA. The present for my dad I had actually taken from my gifts sinking fund, and I took out £20, but it actually cost £20.47, so I just absorbed the 47p with any leftover money I had. I have a tiny buffer in my account, so that was very helpful indeed. And on the 31st I had some lunch with some friends and I did a bit of shopping. That's the travel for when I went with friends. We went out to Nando's and had a meal, and then we went for coffee afterwards. Where this starts to go a bit wrong is I spent £8 and 8p on moisturiser and £1.50 on a round brush, which I actually do not use often, so that was a bit of a wake-up call to me that you need to stop spending money, because half the stuff you buy sometimes you don't even use, which was a realisation I had when I actually went through this month's spending, which you'll see later. But yeah, it was a very nice day, but looking back on it I could have gone without some of the stuff that I bought. And then on the 2nd I actually paid for a bulk block of 10 hours with my instructor, which was £270, which is pretty good considering the prices of everything these days. And on the 2nd, after my driving lesson, I went to see a friend and we had fish and chips together, which was nice. And I forgot, on the 1st I also had a no spend day, which was my first one. And if you remember back in my August 2022 budget with me, I had a goal of 5 no spend days, and you might have already seen how many no spend days I've had, but we'll get to that later. Yeah, we had fish and chips and we just hung out at the arcade, because she's actually leaving soon to go back because she was an international student, which was a shame. So the next day I met up with her and I bought a bike off of her, which was £20, which was really unbudgeted for, and so I put it down as a miscellaneous. The 4th I had my second no spend day, which was very nice. Then on the 5th I bought some nail hardener because my nails are very brittle and I actually need to repaint them, but that's the shiny stuff you see on my nails. And the day after I went to have lunch with my boyfriend, which was very nice. And We went to a new cafe that he wanted to go to, and the food was actually very nice for £6.90, which I'm glad about. And then on the 7th, I had my third no spend day. And then from the 8th to the 15th, I had no spend days. I'm not going to count this because it is my stocks and shares ISA I did budget for. So that is no spend days 4 to 11. And this is actually because I was on holiday, so I didn't buy anything. We went where there was euros, and I unfortunately didn't have any money to spend as I forgot to convert some money into euros. I didn't end up spending any money, which is very lucky for me. Then once I got back from the 16th to the 20th, I had 4 no spend days, which brings us up to 16, which is great, honestly. But then on the 21st, I actually went to a party, which was very nice, and spent money on travel. The 22nd was my 17th no spend day, but then on the 23rd we went to Spoons, me and my friends did, and we had a meal, which was actually very nice, and I really enjoyed it. And then on the 24th, me and my boyfriend halved a gift for a friend, so we paid half. And then, you don't see it here, the 25th was a no spend day, and then the day after that I got paid again, so the 25th was the end of my budget. This month I've actually managed to reach both of the goals which I put into the bottom of my budget, which was to have 5 no spend days, and as you've seen I actually had 18 no spend days, which was amazing. That's over half the month where I didn't spend anything, and I'm very proud. And I also had my first sale on Vinted, which you'll see in September's expense tracker, and you'll see how much I made for that. I'm actually very proud of myself for reaching these goals, and I'm very thankful that I made them. Alright, so we're going to go over the totals for each category, so I'm just going to zoom you out, and I have written them down on my laptop, which is in front of me, and I will be reading them out. So here are the totals for each category. On travel, I spent £34.75. On eating out, I spent £36.15. On miscellaneous, I spent £20. And on beauty, I spent £5.80. My total spending for this was £106, and referring back to my old budget, I did actually put £103 down, which is fine because I only went a tiny bit above budget, £3 to be exact, but I'm quite surprised how closely I have actually stuck to this budget, and I'm quite glad that I was able to stick to it because honestly, I felt really spendy. So it's nice to know that I wasn't too spendy. However, when it comes to sinking funds, this gift was not really planned for. For sinking funds for self-improvement, I spent £270, and for gifts, I spent £52. So in total, I spent £322, which was a bit more than I was expecting. Obviously, self-improvement for my driving lessons was, I had already planned to spend that, but this £32 here that me and my boyfriend shared a present on, that was not really planned, and I wish I had planned it, but sometimes these things come up, and that's why we have our sinking funds. But it just is what it is. So yeah, honestly, this month was very much trial and error because of the expense tracker, and then some of the unbudgeted spends like the bike and this present that we had to share for a friend. But it's not the outcome I wanted, but it's the outcome I got. I say it wasn't too bad. So some improvements that I want to do for the next month is perhaps only eating out twice per month, as I don't want to make it too much of a habit for uni, as I know I'm probably going to be very tight for cash, so need to practice cooking at home more. And miscellaneous, the bike is very much very nice to have. However, I should have planned for it, and I know I've wanted a bike, so I could have saved up for it for a while, because I've known I wanted it for a while. And because I did spend £34 on travel this month, I think now that I've got the bike, next month what I can do to reduce that is actually use the bike instead of using public transport. Although £34.75 isn't too much actually spent on travel, it definitely can be reduced. So I am going to cycle and walk to more places. However, I have a lot of friends which live in a couple of towns over, so sometimes it isn't feasible to walk the great distances, so I will still be using public transport, but I am trying to reduce it. Beauty, what I have realised is that I have too much stuff, as I have actually started packing for uni, and the amount of stuff I have is honestly astonishing, and I'm surprised that I even have all this stuff. So what I'm going to do going forwards is use what I have and only buy replacements. Honestly, I think I was a bit frivolous in this area, as I really didn't need to buy the round brush, and the moisturiser I bought 2 of, and I really could have sufficed with 1. The nail hardener I really needed, but I didn't need to buy a new one, as I still have some of it left, so I will be using that until it runs out before switching back to the new one, which I do like more, but I paid for it, so I'm going to use it all up. But yeah, although my spending didn't go as planned, I'm pleased to have stayed somewhat within my £100 budget for myself, not counting my sinking funds obviously, as they was kind of planned. However, I'm just going to use this as a learning opportunity for next month. However, my gift sinking fund now does need to be topped up quite a lot, as I have spent all of it. Anyways, let's move on to the penny savings challenge. Alright, I've got my penny challenge stuff set up in front of me. I've got my savings challenge in front of me where I can tick everything off, and my loose change. So this is the leftover change I've had for the whole month, when I have actually decided to use cash, which has been quite sporadic, as at the beginning of the month I was very good with using it. However, as the month went on, I was not so good at it, and that's why there isn't that much money in front of me right now. Anyways, let's count it. So we have £2 here. There are 2, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 270, 280, 290, and then that's £2.92, which we haven't done because this is a very, very slow burner. Oh gosh, I forgot how much. I think it's 292, which I think is here, but I will just double check. 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 292, which is actually blue, which is nice. We can cross that off. This is definitely slow, but I do enjoy it. So that is everything there. I'm going to put the money in the jar separately because it will be quite loud. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to support my channel, I would appreciate it if you would like, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye now.